Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the JayBee and Milly channel. I am JayBee, and first and foremost, so sorry if my voice is sounding a bit off today. Both Milly and I have been full of cold for the last week and a half now, which is why the kind of reviews and everything have been coming out a bit slower than we would like and expect. But regardless, just bringing you a bit of a quick video today to let you know that we recently interviewed the composer of both of the Scooby Doo and WWE crossover movies and the newly released Trick or Treat Scooby Doo, which we absolutely love the music for. And if you do as well, we actually found out a few things. I'll just play a few clips, but it seems like having a release of the soundtrack is possible.
I always try to get all of my music released, but as a composer, when you write for the major studios, they own the music. So even though I'm the composer, they control it, and they're the ones who make the decisions about whether music can be released on a soundtrack and what can happen with that music. But I always try on every movie to ask the studio and to say, would it be possible for us to release a soundtrack? And there's usually interest from the soundtrack labels and soundtrack fans who are interested to have soundtracks out there. But sometimes it's difficult, to get the studio to agree. And I was able to get it on the second Scooby movie, which I was thrilled because I'm so proud of the music, in all of these movies. But it's a challenge, to get them approved. So I still have hopes that this soundtrack for Trick or Treat Scooby Doo could maybe come out one day. I've been inquiring, but I'm still waiting, to know if that'll be possible. I will say, not that I want Warner Brothers to be inundated with requests, but if anyone's listening to this and would be interested in hearing this music, if there's a way for you to make that known, it might help, in getting them approved. Because I think that one of the things that the movie studios think about is how many people might actually pick up the soundtrack. It takes a fair amount of work to make it, put it out, do the artwork, do the mastering, get it released. And I think they want to know that there's interest on the other side of that. So thank you for your interest. And I really hope that maybe one day Trick or Treat could come out. The score exists. I have it right here. I'm waiting for an approval to get it out.
Like, we've also spoken about the name of the tracks. Are there any tracks from that Trick or Treat soundtrack that are particularly they've been named particularly well?
Oh, that's a good question. Because I haven't looked at the names since I scored it. It's funny, I didn't prepare this in advance, but I've got the list of cues right in front of it, or on my computer. I'm going to pull it up right now and see if there are any names. But I wouldn't expect brilliance from these names because they were all just, named for what was going on in the movie at the time. I'm looking at them, and there's the snow escape in the beginning, and so here's a good example. A cue earlier on in the movie, when I was working on it, I just called it the villain reveal. So that's pretty generic. I think that I would, if it got released as a soundtrack, I would rename that. Other titles: Nothing is Coincidence, the Coco Diablo montage, Love at First Sight. So there's the Velma cue. So it was called Love at First Sight. If I were to release that as a soundtrack, I think I'd probably put Velma and Coco's name in that track, so that if someone was searching for those terms online, Velma or Coco Diablo, that it might pull up this track. And there's all kinds of things, the Coolsville Halloween Fest, and Esteban, Angel of Darkness. There's some unique titles because there are unique characters in the movie. Trevor Gloom's Boutique. Trevor was a fun character. He was so pasty and hadn't seen the light of day. He's trying to, get on Coco Diablo's good graces. And, the Warden and the Ghoul Chase. So Flight of the Mystery Machine. But we'll see if we can get a soundtrack out. You know, I'll say this: if we can get a soundtrack out, maybe you guys could help with the naming of the tracks.
Oh, that would be like that, mind blown.
If you're open for it, but we'd have to first get approval to release the soundtrack. That might be something fun to do. I've never thought of this, but you know, if there were interest out there to get a soundtrack released, you know, maybe we could somehow, like, you know, assemble like a list or a petition or something like that, and if we can get it approved, then we can name all the titles for the tracks.
And of course, in addition to that, if it is released, we can actually have an opportunity as a community to name some of the tracks. How interesting would that be, to be part of Scooby history forever? That would just be absolutely amazing, to look at a piece of Scooby media and go, yes, I impacted that, or I was involved with that. It seems like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So to that end, we did set up a petition, which is linked down in the description below, detailing how we can kind of generate some interest in releasing the Trick or Treat Scooby Doo soundtrack. So if there is enough interest, then that chance increases. So please make sure to sign it, send it to other people and have them sign it, and let's make Scooby history together, because that will be absolutely incredible. We'll also leave a link to the full interview in the description down below as well. So yeah, please, make sure to comment down below when you have signed the petition, and also share it around and have them comment as well, because this seems like a really fun and interesting fan project, and I don't know, just a really cool fan interaction experience to get behind. So thank you so much for your support on all of that, and if you do want to see more videos, then please like, comment and subscribe to JayBee Milly. To everyone watching this, if you do want to contribute to our kind of new mission onto naming some of the Trick or Treat tracks, please do leave your contributions in the comment section down below. We can't wait to go over that and read all of them. And of course, thank you so much to both Sophie and Alycia for coming on today. It means so much to be able to collaborate with fellow Scooby Doo enthusiasts. So of course, all of their links will be in the description down below as well. And if you do want to see more interviews like this, then please like, comment and subscribe, and we will see you next time.